Well, calling all cyclists, you're invited to an event that allows you to ride through the scenic beauty of the natural state, all while raising money for MS research. We have Scott and Joe Rampy here with details on the Gravel Fest for MS. Always good to see you both. Welcome.
Yes.
Thanks for having us back.
Of course. Yeah,
yes,
love having
absolutely.
you.
Let's start a little bit. Give us a little backstory on the work that Rampy MS Foundation is doing.
Well, we exist to fund MS research in the United States, multiple sclerosis. We fund three major universities that support research, UAMS in Little Rock, Northwestern in Chicago, and University of California, San Francisco.
Wow.
Northwestern and San Francisco are on the cutting edge of really trying to jumpstart a cure for MS, so we tend to filter a lot more money to those organizations.
Yeah, certainly. That makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely. What can we expect from Gravel Fest for MS? This isn't your first rodeo throwing events, of course, but this one's coming up pretty soon.
This is kind of new for us because most of the time we put on events that have a race component.
Right.
This is not a race per se. It's more, it starts as a gravel ride and it ends up as a musical, food, beer, beverage festival. And it's on tacos. We got taco bar.
Yum.
I mean, all the things to get people to come out. So it's April 15th and 16th. You can ride from Bentonville on Saturday morning. There's three routes. You can take a 25-mile route, a 35-mile route, or a 55-mile route, and you end up at Rockford Range Farm at Bear Hollow up in Washburn, Missouri.
So all routes end at the same place?
All routes end at the same place. People get there at different times, and once you're there, there's a taco bar and beverages, and there's two bands that are going to play, live bands, The Juice and The Damn Neighbors, I think is the other band. You guys may be familiar with one of those bands.
Yeah. Northwest Arkansas bands. And so what you're saying, though, is if I'm understanding correctly, where the other events you do, there's like a champion or there's a winner. This is really all
there's
about...
always a winner in most of the events that we do. Everybody's a winner.
Because you end up at a festival.
Yeah,
that's right.
And you don't have to ride. If you don't want to ride your bike to the farm, you can actually buy a venue ticket and bring your kids and enjoy the evening. If you want to, you can stay overnight. 37 North is our 37 Expeditions is our organizing partner, and they will swag and carry your camping gear up there for you.
Nice.
And you just have to set it up and stay overnight if you want to enjoy the stars.
Yeah. Joe, can you talk to us a little bit about your personal story with MS, your journey?
I can. I've been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. Many sclerosis is neurological and spinal system. The messaging gets stopped. And so your mobility might end, or you have a disability in some way, some factor. I've been at fundraising for 20 years for multiple sclerosis research because at the time there weren't a whole lot of treatments to address multiple sclerosis. Today there are treatments, and today we're headed more to a cure. And that's been my experience. Very grateful for our area of people that have supported us by attending our races, swim, bike, and running, and now graveling to camp and have s'mores in the evening.
Yeah, I love that. Well, diving into that a little bit more, maybe you could explain why an event like this and where the money goes and why it's so important to the heart of the Rampy Foundation.
Yeah, well, an event like this is really important because gravel riding around the country has just taken over the country by storm. It's kind of like the next frontier of how people are riding bikes.
Sure. And
so we wanted to jump in on that phenomenon and be at the forefront of it. Events like this really help us add additional dollars to research. We'll take proceeds from this and we'll support those researchers that we mentioned, and the University of California, San Francisco is on their third human trial for trying to replicate what they've solved in the mouse model. They've actually repaired the myelin that Joe talked about.
Right, yeah.
In a mouse model, they're now trying to do that in a human model, and COVID's kind of put them a little bit behind the eight ball, just recruiting people for a trial. But we're very excited about their research and Northwestern as well. So the money from this event, the proceeds will go to those researchers that are on the front lines of trying to cure this disease.
Yeah, so important.
Yeah.
Well, when and where is this event going to take place? How can people sign up? Give us those details.
So we have a QR code. Hopefully you guys can promote that and show it on the screen there. You can sign up. There's still time to sign up. Most of the cabins are sold out at this point, but like I said, you can camp overnight if you want to take that on. So you can ride up on the 15th, camp overnight. We will feed you. We provide a aid station on the route. We give you breakfast to start. once you get to the farm, depending on what time you get there, it's either lunch or dinner.
Right. Yeah.
And then Sunday morning, Snack Lab will provide breakfast for everybody before they ride back that Sunday
Nice.
morning. So,
Yeah.
Very good.
and again, you don't have to have a bike. You can load up the car with your kids and your family and just come out.
Come out.
And
Sure.
buy a
Camp
venue
overnight.
ticket, and you get the music and the meals all night long. So.
Absolutely. And there's two other events coming up. One that I want to talk about is the Tri-Fest for MS Splash and Dash that's happening this summer. What are the details on that? That sounds so
This will be our
fun.
50th year doing the Splash and Dash. It's for little kids. It's a little bit of a feeder program to what happens in September with the big Tri-Fest for
Sure.
MS. This year, it's part of the USAT National Series, so there's 20 events around the country. We're one of the 20 that happens right in Bentonville. It's June 23rd. It's a Friday night, and we added last year a new division, 2 to 4 year old division. They don't get in the water, so
Right.
it's all running and biking. But Splash and Dash is the event that we do that allows people to kind of dip their toe in the water
Yeah.
of triathlon and experience it for little kids and build towards the triathlon in September if they want to.
Yes.
Do the
We
whole
have a
thing.
bike race, right? The Strider.
Yeah, the
bike
Strider
race.
division
Yes.
is the bike race for little kids. So
Cute.
it's so cute.
Yes. Lot
We'll
of
make
fun.
sure you have all the details on everything that the Rampy Foundation is doing. We appreciate all the work you're
Yes.
doing
Thank you.
for MS research in our
Yeah.
community and across the country.
Yes.
Yes, that's
Scott and Joe, thank you.
Thank you guys so much for supporting
Yes,
the
thank
Profits
you.
in Northwest
We love it.
Arkansas.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. And thank you to 37 North Expedition for sponsoring this segment.